is the partyless system, because the politics in Sikkim is so small and controlled, that it is a good idea, or do you think that partyless municipals and panchayats are generally a good idea? And what excites you about the current as well? We'll start with you.
I think this was one of the really good things that this new government came in and did, like to make panchayat and municipal elections partyless. I really welcomed this move, because I've seen, like in the rural areas and also in the municipal councillors here, they all like from the party. So whatever the party says, whether sometimes it's not really what the citizens want, and well, even if they don't support it, but they probably have to toe the party line. But I think when it comes to democracy at the grassroots level, I think it's a really great idea. So this is the first time we're doing it. I'd like to thank the government for this move, and let's see how it goes. But it's definitely the start of something nice, and we hope to see really nice candidates file nominations, and let's see how it goes.
Yes, I mean,
pretty
like,
hopeful.
So were you keeping and yes, I mean, we should. I mean, like, I cannot really pull it off very well, but we should try Nepali. We'll probably reach out to a wider audience with that. But I mean, the point you mentioned is true. Like, yes, that I have spoken to councillors, some former councillors, and all of them have the same thing to say. Like, the municipal bodies are, they've been given no powers. And उहाँलाई सोच्दाखेरि चाहिँ अब like municipality is under the government and the request मात्रै गर्नु सक्छ, recommend गर्नु सक्छ, but we cannot really demand anything. We cannot demand better control over the wards or a role to play in those areas. I mean, that is true. What was your immediate reaction to partyless? I mean, was it like immediately thought this is really interesting, or was it once you got a sense of everyone was so excited about it that you said, oh, this looks like something interesting and maybe I should pay attention?
Well, I think there's a bit of both, no? Initial, I think we're so used to being skeptical about things. In the initial first thing, like, okay, oh, you know, that kind of scene happening. But then when you think about it, especially some of the people that are going to be contesting for the election, I felt that that's pretty cool, because some of the people that we know who would be probably fielding, they would have probably never come forward if it's going to be particularly on party lines, right? Like and so yeah, I mean, that entire scene is there, right? In fact, any one of us could actually stand for that matter. But if we are not in a particular political party, then you wouldn't even dream of it. But at least I'm excited with the fact that I don't know about what's going to happen, but it's exciting. Chance to paini.
Yeah.
Anybody's going to get a chance to just go out there, and whether you have powers or not in the municipality, that's a different topic. But at least you have some people that can be vocal and talk. Right? So I welcome it very much.
Yeah. Sonam, what was your, I mean, and has it come through? Like, your excitement, are you seeing that reflected in the nomination file?
Yeah, yesterday I was just got to know that 98 nominations filed, so far.
Yeah.
That's crazy. You know, and this is, I think, for me as a citizen, I think this is probably the best thing that I've experience for the idea of democracy, right? Where, you know, I don't have to look at, you know, major funds to, you know, you don't know what candidates will do in terms of creative processes, in terms of, you know, fighting the elections now. So this entire thing, you know, there could be some really, really good ideas which you could scale it up to the assembly elections as good practices in politics. You know, so which is a very exciting area now, because it's opened up that way, you know. So for me, I think, you know, there's another thing of, you know, when you really look at, you know, systems like, you know, panchayats and, you know, panchayati systems, or the you know, municipality elections and all of that, is the system is a great thing, you know. And normally, you know, our sense of selecting a candidate is through word of mouth. You know, my parents will say, this is a thing, okay, all of us, 5 of us will go here, we'll vote. Yeah, so we don't know why we are voting this guy, you know. So it's either through an endorsement like that, or it's through, you know. But I think maybe, you know, we will not only get good people in politics, but we'll get capable people in politics, because the whole point of a municipality and gram panchayat is actually is somewhere between politics and executive, you know. So it's like you have to manage and run the space. So you need capable people, not only good people. Because the problem here, what we have been facing in politics is that our entire way of selecting a candidate has always been you know he has a good reputation in the
I know him. Mero file pass huncha.
Something,
Yeah.
Maybe right now people really come up and say, guys, some candidate, I'm excited to look at a candidate and say, hey, I can run the city and I'm capable of it and I have an experience in this area. So I'm excited to actually look for candidates.
Yeah, I mean, it's, the more we thought about it, Jati, hamile like you discuss gardai gayo partyless. Of course, we can debate over how genuinely partyless in the end it will turn out to be, but that door has been opened, right? Because direct endorsement is also not allowed in these elections. That will open up, and we will see, I'm sure we'll see a lot of very interesting candidates come up. People that we had never thought, who would have never gone for a ticket to a party or said, I'll contest against A party or B party, right? So in that sense, I think it is going to open up a whole lot of possibilities, because hamro पहिला को discussions haruma pani this thing came up, and one thing that was a highlight is that अहिले सम्मको जुन चाहिँ दुईटा election भयो, I was telling you, we went over the back issues. There is not one report about campaigning, right? No public meeting, wo door to door khada chadaunu gayo hola candidates haru, tara they did not even bother with campaigning because victory was assured.
Yeah.
And then people cannot turn around and say ki this guy didn't listen to, because a lot of people say ki we can't meet the representative, or he doesn't listen to us, or she doesn't listen to us. And we said, why would they? Like, they were not elected by a vote, they were elected by the ticket they got, so their masters are elsewhere. In this process, what is exciting, and I think for entrepreneurs also, is that they will have to seek out your votes and convince you. And what one of the young people in the panel yesterday said is ki, our discussions are called Bhannus Na. And she said, which is very great, tara थाकिसक्यो हामीले politicianहरुले भनेको अब तिनीहरुले सुन्नु पर्छ, right? And what you were talking about, that they'll set a new model of politics. I mean, if we push them, do you realize the potential we have? I mean, if we can get the ward councillors to listen to the constituents. Some of the two-way traffic, our interaction with the politician is listen to his speech. And once they won, is go to them with a request or something to sign. So how do you think, as entrepreneurs, you can use this opportunity to leverage the access or that interaction you build, or the commitments you get from the ward councillors to also address issues that are specific to entrepreneurs, which we'll get to down the line? You think that is a possibility, or do you have plans ki we'll have to leverage this? And you can influence 3 councillors now.
Yeah, yes, definitely. I mean, looking at us, we don't really want great things. At the end of us, since I'm in the hotel, restaurant and entertainment industry, little things like this is drain outside my hotel. It's just, this whole thing's come down for, I've been writing to GMC for so many months, but little things just don't happen. There's a big pothole there. So these kind of things, you have to go all the way up to the department, who's the concerned engineer, and also there's just too much mismatch, So we're just thinking like, if you have your local ward councillor who is pretty active, and it's not a very big area. So I think down to the minutest things, like I'm sure he would be approachable, and we can take things forward like that, Just little things at the end. But definitely, yeah, I'm pretty hopeful, like post this election, I'm sure the ward councillors would visit their wards more often and yeah, come down to the grassroots level.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see. You think?
I think what will be interesting is that leverage bhanda pani abo, it's going to be this, like Agya mentioned here, so many have filed. So there's a much higher chance that there will be people that we actually know, right? Like as opposed to, like he pointed out so rightly, it's just like we're just going there, oh, he looks kind of nice, or she looks kind of nice. But here's going to be actually people that we know. So that being said, I think if there are people that we know, then the leverage works also on a personal level. And then hopefully there will be people that will come to the top where they are more aware of things and they're more receptive. Yesterdayको panelistले भन्नुभएको जस्तो एकपट्टि मात्रै ज्ञान सुनाउँदा अब कति सुन्नु. So people who can listen. So now this opens up a huge category of potential people that can come up. So hopefully that way I think we can reach out to people that will be more receptive to ideas and discussions and debates. And actually the entrepreneurship, the entrepreneurial field that is there in Gangtok right now is so exciting. We have youngsters, yeah, I mean just passed out from college that are starting off their small ventures. Some are still in college. I mean, I'm so excited. हामी college बाट निस्किँदाखेरि त literally our seniors were 20 years, 30 years older to us, and entrepreneurship भन्ने थिएन. I mean, I'm sure Agil will agree. There wasn't that kind of a, but now it's so exciting. So whoever wins or whoever's there right now, they should ulta take advantage of that kind of resource in human resource that we have.
For a while with Echostream and things like that, and a lot of interaction with elected representatives and even government departments. Do you think that experience is likely to change with starting with the GMC, the makeup of the GMC and who gets in there?
I think that part, I think, because it's a major systems issue, I don't know how far we get there, but I think, as far as I know about, little bit about the municipalities' roles and the councillors' roles and the mayor's role and also the Nagar Panchayat thing, I think you can leverage at so many different levels of decision making. First thing is just, at a level where, you are conceptualizing something, a policy or an idea or something or other. So that excites me, that, if you really have capable people coming in, it's actually an asset for the government, whoever is ruling government who's running it, that you actually have capable people running and people who can implement, policies or schemes from the center or from the state. Because I think there won't be a single politician who will say that, I don't want problem solvers, And which is why what I'm really very looking forward to is that, I'm not only looking at good people, but people who I can engage and leverage with, in the sense like, okay, I can go and sit with this guy or this girl or this man or woman and say that, okay, we can together come up with some solutions. And I know that the other person is equally engaging or equally capable to, solve that problem. Because now I think when you look at this whole municipality election, it's things at a micro level. It's not at a macro level. So for me, that excites a lot, because that's, really going down to the problem and solving it, not waiting for the, the legislative or the other things to resolve it, So this is very, very exciting. And I think, the people really haven't understood really what the municipality can do, And it's actually a revenue making thing, It's a corporation. What you really can do for entrepreneurs or the entrepreneur ecosystem is amazing. I mean, I can't just stop thinking about the possibilities, what we could do.